present African football competition taking place in Ivory Coast is unfolding gradually, but with a lot of messages and a lot to teach us. One of those messages that we can learn from this present competition is that dry bones shall rise again. Indeed, dry bones we have seen in the Ivorian national football team. But is it just about football or the fanaticism that comes along with it? No. Football has a lot to teach us. If we don't only look at the fanaticism and the pleasure we get from it, we can learn a lot from it, especially the one that the Ivorian national team has demonstrated to us, which I strongly believe we can learn in our personal lives, in our projects, etc. That is why in today's session of At the Shrine, we have decided to take the Ivorian national team and learn something from them that can help us in our daily life. Stay tuned as we bring to you the details that we can learn from the Ivorian national team at the Shrine. Good day, everyone. Good morning, wherever you may be. I welcome you in today's session of At the Shrine. In today's session of At the Shrine, we're talking about the present African Nation Cup competition taking place in Ivory Coast. And we have decided to take the Ivorian national team because we believe that dry bones are rising again in the Ivorian national team. Before we go forward, permit me to thank those who have been watching and following our discussions, and to also invite those who are joining today to do subscribe and like our content and keep sharing so that together we can build a community. Now, before I go deep into the Ivorian national team's message that we can learn from them, permit me to explain their brief first round of competition. They started by winning against the Guinea-Bissau team 2-0, and they raised the stake. In fact, everybody thought, okay, c'est la CAN du Côte d'Ivoire. It is the Ivorian national team's competition. The second match was something else. They played against Nigeria and they lose 1-0. Everybody was like, okay, Nigeria, at least we know that in Africa, Nigeria is a big gun. If you lose to Nigeria, nobody will blame you. We know who they are. We expected Ivory Coast to come back against Equatorial Guinea. Listen, we're talking of Equatorial Guinea. This is not a name in football in Africa. And then what happened? They lose 4-0 in Ivory Coast. This is something you don't imagine. Now listen, at that time, everybody said it's over with Ivory Coast. And we can say everybody said they were dead. But were they really dead? The way things happened proved to us that they were not dead. Their head coach resigned. There was chaos. And what they did after to be where they are today is what makes our lesson in today's session of At the Shrine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have given you a brief history of Ivory Coast in the first round. Losing 2 matches, they had 3 points, but there was hope. So there was hope. What happened is what makes our message for today. The first thing is that the little hope they had, they believed. Now listen, their belief was so powerful that I feel it is important for us to learn something from what happened. The issue is that they had 3 points. It is true that the competition this year, someone could qualify with 3 points as the best third position. But mind you, this qualification now will depend on somebody losing or somebody winning. This is a stake at that time. And because of that, the head coach, the Frenchman, resigned. Because to him, he has failed. I don't want to go on that. That's another message. Now, how do we know the Ivorian national team believed? In spite the little hope. The first thing is that the federation itself, the football ruling body in Ivory Coast, they went ahead to appoint a new coach. Hey, everybody was like, for what now? Una own don't finish. They appointed a new coach. It means they still believed. This teaches that believe even to the end, even when that hope is too small. There is no state of hopelessness. You decide to be in a state of hopelessness or not. Ivory Coast would have decided to be in a state of hopelessness to tell themselves, okay, it's fine. Let's wait for the competition to be over and then we'll appoint a new coach. They appointed a new coach. The coach himself, listen, coming at that time, we saw what happened against Nigeria, against Equatorial Guinea. Ivory Coast was a no team. Yet, the coach believed. It's so funny. And one of the players themselves, history has it that they kept preparing. They were planning. In fact, they saw themselves already in the second round of the competition, despite not having hope. Sometimes it is not enough to believe. You have to manifest your belief. Sometimes we believe so much, but what do? We give into prayers, we give into waiting. It's true, the Bible says those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, but mind you, that waiting is not about sitting and doing nothing. Waiting simply means moving on and counting on God as a solution, as somebody that will provide solution. You don't just sit and say, I'm waiting for the Lord. No. Imagine if Ivory Coast were to wait. Okay, let's see, we have a chance to qualify. Okay, if we qualify, then we can see what to do. They will not be where they are today. Sometimes, maybe you're pursuing a project. You're not only anticipating the next step. Belief will make you to anticipate. Maybe you're pursuing a job, and you know that that job requires certain things to be done. Are you already doing those things? Or do you want to wait, sit and wait the day they call for you to come? I remember having a situation where somebody came for a job interview, and I told him, you're going to start now. And the person said, no, I was not prepared to start. And I was like, how can you come for a job interview when you're not prepared? And that is what happens in the society. A lot of people claim to believe in things they are not prepared for. You can't believe in something you're not prepared for. If you believe you can have children, you must start preparing for those children. The Ivorian team did not just believe. They believed and they manifested. They went ahead to appoint a new coach. The new coach came and accepted the mission. The players were still preparing even when there was no hope. They believed. And their beliefs was seen in their actions. If you believe you will succeed, start celebrating. Start working for that success. Don't just sit and wait. And say, let's see how it goes. You know, that's usually what we say in our day-to-day life. Let's see how it goes. What is the meaning of let's see how it goes? Let's see how it goes, to me, is what lazy people use to blindfold themselves. If you believe in something, go for that thing, no matter the challenges. And God will open doors, for sure. Even in business, even in your project. So that's the first message that the Ivorian national team is transmitting to us, not just about football, but about the power of our belief. Now let's go up to the next point, the next message that we can learn from the Ivorian national team. The second thing to learn in the Ivorian national team saga is that don't allow your weaknesses whatsoever make you feel inferior. Now listen, Ivory Coast, they knew very well that if at all they qualify, they will have to face a Goliath. That Goliath is the Senegalese national team. Listen, the Senegalese national team came to that competition to win it. You saw the way they played their first match. Their second match against Cameroon, their third match, listen, these guys were ready. These guys were carrying fire. That is the team the Ivory Coast national team was supposed to play against if they qualified. Yet, they did not feel inferior. If you watch that match, despite what started, the way the match started, Ivory Coast did not feel inferior. Senegal qualified for the second round with 9 points. Ivory Coast qualified with 3 points. If you look at it, there is just no competition. But they went in. It is all about 11 players and 11 players. No matter what, we get into the ring, we give our best, and we move on. Who knows? God will bless you. Sometimes in your project, what you will see most are those things you don't have. You will not even see what you have. What Ivory Coast saw is that at the end of the day, they are going to step into the field with 11 players. We will also step with 11 players. I remember going for a project and we were to compete with other big guns. They were bigger than us. And I remember my boss at that time, he came to me and he said, do you think we have a chance when these people are there? Sometimes, those are the realities we live. Maybe you're going for a job interview and you meet other people. Maybe you even struggle to come with keke or with your taxi or with your Okada. And somebody drove a car. And you just see yourself and you say, this one is not for my type. It's not my level. No, there is nothing like level. You make your level and it is in your head. Imagine Ivory Coast sitting and say, these are people who qualify with 9 points. They are the reigning champions. And we are just 3 points. We even manage. Ivory Coast managed their qualification did not depend on them. It depended on Morocco winning Zambia. So which means, if we were even to say, the question is, how did you find yourself here? Those are the questions. Don't allow your weakness make you feel inferior. You may not have what you think you need, but mind you, the little you have can make you do great things. And that is what matters. You have yourself. I used to tell people that the only business formula that makes meaning to whoever is in business is that person. Forget it. Don't say, I don't have experience in business. I'm just new. So you look at all those things, get into it. There are people who have hundreds of years in experience and they are failing. There are people who don't even have experiences and they are succeeding. The next thing we will learn from this Ivorian national team is their determination. You know, belief and determination go together. Remember, I started by saying they believed and their belief was manifested. I said they did not feel inferior. That determination, listen, when you saw the way they played in the match against Senegal and the match against Mali, you will feel that the boys that played the first round were changed. No, it's the same thing. But what made the difference is that it was a do-or-die mission. It was a challenge. And sometimes, I think that because they knew no one was hoping on them, so they had to affirm themselves. That's what makes determination. Determination is you doing something with all you can. If it takes you sleepless night for you to succeed in your project, my dear, carry go. If it takes you days without eating, if it means even putting all your savings to succeed, do it and do it. That's what it's all about. If you look at the way they played both matches with 1 goal down. They started against Senegal with 1 goal down. No people even started leaving the stadium. The match against Mali, they did not only have 1 goal down, but they were playing 10 against 11, and they went on to win. This tells me what happened in the year 2000 in the Olympic Games when Cameroon played against Brazil, 9 against 11. The Cameroon won the match. Ivory Coast played 10 against 11 with 1 goal down, but they came up to equalize and they scored the second goal. So give your best. Do it as if it is your last day on earth. As if all the energy you have is needed to finish your project. Put it, and you have nothing to regret. Last lesson we can learn from the Ivorian national team is refuse to give up even when no one believes in you. You know, a lot of projects have been killed just because people did not believe in those projects. And because people did not believe in those projects, the project owners themselves, they let go the ideas of the project. Imagine where Ivory Coast is today. No football lover even thought of it. Let's be very sincere. I myself, I did not even see them having a draw against Senegal. I did not even see them having a draw against Mali. But mind you, they forced. They went on. They won Senegal, the reigning champion. This is a team that thrashed Cameroon, I think 3-0. This is a team that we know what that team is. But Ivory Coast believed. They refused to give up. Despite all that was against them, they've worked against Senegal, they won. Against Mali, they won. And today they are at the semi-finals. Sometimes we feel that successes are prefabricated and destined to some people. Why I'm bringing this message is such that we don't say, because there are a lot of people who say, oh, it's because Ivory Coast is playing at home. Mind you, there is nothing like home in football. If it was something like home, Cameroon would have won the last Nations Cup. But they only came up 3rd position. And they were playing at home. What is making the Ivorian national team to be where they are today? It is because they have put together the ingredients that are needed for success. It's just like when you eat food that is good, like it is usually said in Nigeria, better soup na money killer. You don't have a good soup without ingredients. You can't succeed without ingredients. In the case of Ivory Coast, they put in the ingredients of belief and they manifested it. And we saw it in their actions. I already gave a brief explanation of what they did. They put in the ingredients of not being inferior, no matter the challenge ahead of you, no matter the difficulty. Don't feel inferior, don't feel defeated. Even if you fall, you can still rise and move on. They put in the ingredients of determination. Even if people call you a workaholic because you are working for your project, accept it. After all, you are not the first person they are calling workaholic. That's our society. People would rather prefer you don't do anything and they mock you. If it means you to sleep day and night, work day and night to get your project done. And I said the last thing was they refused to give up even when no one believed in them. And today, they are making people to believe in them. Some people are even seeing them being the winners, even though I know Nigeria is standing by their way. And if they come to meet Nigeria this time, knowing who Victor Osimhen is, I see catastrophe for Ivory Coast. But it will still be that the dry bone of this Nation Cup rised again. Because where they are today at the semi-finals, even if they end up not winning the tournament, they have proven to us that, remember, like the Duracell publicity that says never say die. Never say die till you die. And that is a lesson we can learn in our own lives. I don't know what you're going through in your business, in your project. Maybe you've failed many times. Don't give up on yourself. Maybe you're vying for something for this 2024 and you strongly believe in that thing. Manifest it. So, dear people, as we continue the African Nation Cup, I thought it wise today at the Shrine session to share these lessons with us as we keep growing. Don't forget, if business challenges, if you're interested in doing business in Africa, I'm always available to guide you. And for those who have projects, we are going to organize special sessions on project development and on how you can take your project. But this year, we are going to make it a monetizing year. And that's why we are preparing a special session on how to transform your skills or how to monetize your skills. Remember, I strongly believe everybody has skills. So you have skills, and if you can monetize those skills, you become so rich because money is in people's pockets. Thank you guys for watching today's session of The Shrine. And don't forget to, maybe you've not had a sip of Recaf instant tea made out of chicory roots to be precise. It's a very nice product. It's circulating in Africa already, and you can place your order wherever you are and you will be supplied. Very soon we shall be on Amazon and other platforms that will permit you to have this product at will. God bless you, and hope to see you next time in another session of At the Shrine. I am Jean-Claude Agbotem, the only chief priest of the Shrine.